For our Asian community, voting is an important way for our concerns to be heard. On November the 8th, there'll be more than 2,700 polling stations around the country where New Zealanders can choose who they want in Parliament to represent them.
The most important thing is to make sure you're on the roll. If you're on the roll, your vote will count. Everyone on the electoral roll will have received or will soon be receiving their Easy Vote information pack. That pack has all the information you need to be able to make your vote easily. It tells you your electorate, it tells you who your candidates are, and it tells you where you can vote. And most importantly, it has your Easy Vote card. When you go to the polling place, go up to the issuing officer. If you have your Easy Vote card, give the issuing officer your Easy Vote card. If you don't have your Easy Vote card, they'll ask you your name and address, and the issuing officer will mark your name off in the roll and will then give you your voting papers. You'll take those behind the screen, mark your voting papers, put them in the ballot box, and you're done.
If you're going to be away from home on election day...
If you are unable to make it to your polling station on election day, you can vote in advance.
There are around 250 advanced voting facilities around the country, and the hours and locations of those advanced voting facilities are in your Easy Vote information pack.
Hi, how are you? Good, thank you. Oh, you've got your Easy Vote.
Special votes can also be cast if you are not on the printed roll or voting outside your electorate.
Okay, you need to complete this declaration. If you could just fill in one of those, and there's a pen just here. That's great. Thank you. That's great. I'm going to sign it and date it as well. We've already got the stamp. So I'm going to put the declaration into the declaration side. There's a sticky part here, so I'll take it off for this side. Once you've voted, if you could fold your paper like that, it goes into this side of the envelope, the ballot side.
Do I seal it?
Yep. The screens are over here and there are pens behind the screens.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You mark your ballot paper, you put your marked ballot paper inside the other pocket of the envelope, and then you return that to the issuing officer.
If you haven't yet enrolled to vote and are 18 years and older, there's still time.
The last day for enrolling is Friday the 7th of November, the day before election day. So if you're not on the roll, go to our website or call 0800 36 76 56, our free phone number, or you can text 3676, or just go to our nearest, to your nearest post shop.
This will be our 5th elections held under MMP. If you're new to voting, you may not understand how it works. The head of political studies at the University of Auckland, Raymond Miller, explains.
You have 2 votes. The first vote is for the party of your choice, and that determines how many seats each party has in Parliament. The second vote is your electorate or your constituency vote, and that's for the person you would like to represent you locally in your own district. So those are the 2 votes that people have. Our Parliament is made up of 120 members. There may be slightly more than 120, but most times there's 120 members, made up of 63 MPs from general seats. That's the ones we vote on with our second vote. 7 are Māori MPs representing Māori electorates, so that's a total of 70. And then there are 50 seats that are list seats, and those help to create the proportions, the correct proportions of representation in Parliament for each of the parties. The person who gets the most votes in a particular electorate becomes the Member of Parliament. And you do that for each of the 63 general seats and each of the 7 Māori seats. And then there is a system to try to determine how many other seats should be awarded to each of the political parties. And some of the very small parties are called list parties because they don't win electorate seats. They only win seats, the other part of the other 50 seats that are given to those list candidates.
Under MMP, the term coalition is used a lot.
There was a time when either National or Labour formed a government on its own. There were only 2 parties in Parliament for much of our history. Now there are up to 8 or more parties could be elected to Parliament. And so we now have, under MMP, coalition governments.
In New Zealand, it's compulsory to be on the roll. It's not compulsory to vote, but New Zealand is a democracy and voting is your right, and you should take advantage of that right on the 8th of November.
If you are a New Zealand resident aged 18 and over, you have the right to vote. Make sure you use it on November the 8th. Well, that's all we have for you this week. We certainly hope you've enjoyed our election special. If you'd like, you can also watch our program online at www.tvnz.co.nz. Keyword Asia Downunder. And if you have any community notices, you can email us at asiadownunder@extra.co.nz. Thank you for watching, and until next week, ka kite anō.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.